Hello, I'm Emily Barbara, and I want to tell you about how I'm battling my TBR jar. Okay, so I have this stack of books here. As you can clearly see, I have a stack of books in front of me. These are all books from my TBR bookshelves. So the bookshelves that you see during my monthly TBR jar videos, these are books I don't want to read, or at least I think I don't want to read. So basically, every month when I record my TBR jar video, I'm always kind of hoping that I don't pick one of these books, or that the TBR jar will not pick one of these books for me. So if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to do is kind of a read it or unhaul it type of thing, where I'm going to be reading a paragraph, a few pages, whatever, to see of each of these books, to see, do I actually want to read these? Am I interested at all? And then once I've determined if I actually want to read these, if I'm actually interested and want to keep them and want to read them, then I'm gonna find out, can I get any of these on audiobook for free through Libby or, one of the library apps, if I do want to read it. Because here's the problem. I have 5 books that are pocket size editions. So here's like the difference between a regular size and a pocket size. I cannot stand reading pocket sized books. The font is usually really small, and my eyesight continues to get worse as I age. In fact, these glasses are progressives. So they have readers built into the lenses. And while I'm capable of reading small font because I have amazing lenses in my glasses, I don't want to. So kind of my plan for these is, if I can get these on audiobook and I am still interested in reading these, I'm gonna do them on audiobook and I'm gonna unhaul these. If I can't get it on audiobook, I might go ahead and see if I can buy a copy that is in more of a standard, I don't know what these are called. I'm just calling these standard. I'm gonna see if I can get it in more of a standard size, because like I said, I dread picking anything on my TBR that's pocket size. I just dread. It's the TBR dread. That's what I have. Okay. So yeah, if I can't get it for free on audio, I'm willing to buy a used copy somewhere within my budget that is more of a standard size. So I'm gonna go take a look at these books and come back. For me, it'll probably be a couple hours, because I'm gonna look at all of these and determine, after I've read a few paragraphs, do I want to keep reading or am I bored? If I finish a full chapter, I think that will be a clue. Like, I think I'm actually interested in reading this. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with these. So I have 5 pocket size, and then I have, let's see, these are paperback. They're more of a standard paperback. And then I have 1 hardback. So yeah, so let's see, it's a total of, I said 5, 9. So a total of 9 books. And when I come back, I will get more into, like, I'll tell you what book all of these are, what these books are, the titles, and I'll tell you why or why not I'm deciding to unhaul or get the audiobook, or just, if I don't even want to read it, I'm just gonna unhaul it. No point in even doing the audiobook. Okay, so I'll be back in 1 second, which is probably, I'm guessing, a couple hours for me. See ya. Okay, hi, I'm back. All right, so you can kind of see, I have a desk in front of me and I have 3 different stacks of books now. So 3 stacks of books. So I have a pile of, I'm gonna keep them on my shelf, maybe buy a different copy, but I'm gonna keep them for now. I have a pile of, I requested the audiobook for free on Libby. And then I have a pile of, I'm not interested, get these off my TBR. I don't want to see these ever again. Okay, so let's start with what could I find on Libby? Almost none of these are on Libby. Most of these books are on audiobook, but they're like way more expensive than I'd be willing to pay, because I did consider paying for some of these. But like some of these were like over $20. Some of them were like $18, and I'm just not gonna pay that. So these are the 2 that are on Libby audio, and I do want to continue. I do want to read them. So, okay, I'm gonna go over why, and then what am I gonna do with the book. So, okay, first of all, this book right here, this is a Reader's Digest. There are 2 books in here. Shamed. I'm kind of far from my phone so I don't know if you can see these, but Shamed by Linda Castillo, and then Twice Shy by Sarah Hogel. These books came out in 2024, and I'm only interested in one of the books that are in here, which is Shamed. This is a suspense. I think it's a thriller, but it's definitely labeled as suspense. This is about like an Amish family, and I think it's the grandma that goes missing. Something happens. I think it's the grandma, and I think it sounds fun. I like suspense, and I'm just curious about the Amish anyway, and so I thought this would be kind of a fun one to read, but I just don't feel like I'm ever gonna get around to reading this in print. I did read, I think I got basically through the first page, and I was like, yeah, I think I would like to read this. So I got this on Libby. I already requested it. I'm gonna listen to it on audiobook. So I'm just gonna take this off my shelf. This romance over here, Twice Shy, I know nothing about it other than I don't read romance. So I think I'm gonna put this, I think I'll put it on Pango and eBay. We'll see. What I do with my books that I list, usually if they haven't sold and it's been like a year, I take them down from the list. I take the listing down and then I donate them. Sometimes little free libraries, sometimes like Goodwill, sometimes other used bookstores. Whatever's like convenient for me to go drop them off is where they'll end up going. So yeah, so I'll probably list, well, actually, you know what? There's no barcode on this. This one would be a little bit harder to list, but I think I will. It's in really good condition. There's no spine creasing. Like, somebody could totally enjoy this. So I think that's what I'll do with this one. But I am going to listen to the audiobook and let you know in one of my upcoming wrap-ups how that went. Okay, this is the second one I did request on Libby. This is probably really hard to see, but it's Mark Twain, and it's a collection of short stories, The Mysterious Stranger and Other Stories. This is a beat up copy. I think I got this at a church parking lot sale where they'll put up like tables and you can buy books in a parking lot. I'm pretty sure that's where I got this. I do like Mark Twain. But this copy is not going to be easy for me to read. The font is small and the pages are literally falling out. And so if I read this, the book is just going to fall apart. It's really old and it's literally falling apart at the seams. There's a huge crack on the spine. It's going to fall apart. So I don't know what to do with this. I was brainstorming because I don't think anyone's gonna want this. I'm definitely not gonna list it for sale. So I was thinking, okay, I could donate it, but it's just gonna fall apart. If anyone ends up wanting this, it's just gonna fall apart on them. So then I was thinking, like, I'm always trying to rescue books from the landfill. So I don't wanna throw it away, but you know how some people do arts and crafts with book pages? And so they'll take out the page and they'll like paint on it or do some kind of thing and put it on Etsy. I'm thinking maybe I'll use it for a craft project, or if I could find someone who wants to use it for a craft project, let me know, I'll send it to you. I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to it on audiobook on Libby. So these two are no longer going to be on my shelf. They're out of here. Okay. These 3 books, I could not find these on audio for free anywhere. And believe me, I looked. Rosamund Pilcher, she's a lot easier to find on audiobook. But I would have to pay for it. And it was more than I wanted to pay. So these 3 books I'm keeping. They're gonna go back on my shelf, but I'm gonna be shopping. I'm gonna be looking over the next few months for a copy that's in a standard size rather than the dreaded pocket edition. So, okay. So this one's Ann Tyler, Dinner at the Homesick Restaurant. I don't remember. I did look up the ratings on all of these on Goodreads. I feel like this one was somewhat rated well. And then there's no free audiobook, but I did read the first few pages and it does sound interesting. It does sound really sad though. It's like about an old woman who's dying and then eventually she does die. And then her adult children and what they're going through after she dies. So yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be really sad, but I looked up Ann Tyler on Goodreads and it seems like her books do pretty well, you know, like she seems like a really good author. She's been around for a long time writing books. So I'm gonna check her out, you know, see what I think, but I'll definitely start shopping because yeah, I have no interest in reading a tiny book. Sorry. I just can't do it. Okay, this one. So this is part of a series. I don't know. These books are so tiny. Can you even see it? It's called Oregon. And this was a series of books that came out, I want to say in the 1980s. And I think there's a book for every state. So this one is about Oregon. And this is like the setting of like the Wild West when people were settling in the different states and they were taking their wagon trains out to all these different places to, you know, find land to settle and all that. So I'm from Oregon. I grew up in Oregon and I remember both my mom and my aunt were obsessed with this series of books. And when my mom passed away, I kept this one, okay? I didn't keep the other books. I was trying to, you know, not go crazy and take too many books. So I only kept Oregon, and this one does sound pretty interesting to me. Okay, so this is another book I'm gonna keep. It is Rosamund Pilcher, Coming Home. And this one is a very thick, very small font, a ton of pages, okay? So I do not want to read this in pocket size. I did go and find this one on Pango. It's definitely on Pango Books, and I put it on my wish list. So it's definitely on there. A lot of them are pocket, so I have to be careful and remember not to accidentally buy it in pocket again. But there are some like hardback ones on there. I'll probably end up with one of those. Okay, yeah, so this is going back on the shelf. And so yeah, these three I will definitely be searching to repurchase those. Okay, so this one, I was on Goodreads. I've already read this. I have no recollection of reading it, but I did read it, and I didn't give it a rating like many years ago. I didn't rate it. Usually that used to mean that I didn't finish it. I got bored or whatever and didn't finish it. So I'm assuming I never finished this book, but it says I read it on Goodreads. So I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to reread this. It's called Feathers in the Fire by Catherine Cookson. And it's another pocket-sized book. Not going to read it. And I think I'm probably going to donate this one. It's not on audiobook. It's romance. And I used to read romance many years ago. But yeah, I'm just not interested. So I'm getting rid of her. I'm getting rid of her. This is my pile of I'm getting rid of it and don't want to listen to the audiobook even if it was. But this is not on audiobook for free. Okay. So then Emily's Voice. I feel bad getting rid of this. This was a gift many years ago. And so the spelling Emily here, that is how I spell my first name. Emily Barbara is my name. And that's how I spell my name. So, and it's really hard to find anything with this spelling. That's the French spelling. Here in the United States, you usually see a Y at the end of the name Emily. So knowing this, someone dear to me gifted this book to me. But it's been forever ago, and okay, so my copy, I don't know if you can tell, it's all warped. This has water damage, okay? Like, it's been through several moves. Nobody's gonna wanna buy this. I'm gonna donate it and hope, or maybe it could be a craft project. Not all of the pages are water damaged. So I don't know, maybe I'll set these books aside, the ones that I'm definitely not keeping, and kind of decide if I'm gonna do some kind of Etsy art project. Otherwise, I'm gonna donate. Yeah, I did read a few pages. I'm just not interested. This is like a historical fiction situation where Emily's voice, it's this chick named Emily. She has a beautiful voice. She can sing really well. And she goes to Versailles, which I think, isn't that in France? I'm probably mispronouncing it. And I think she becomes like a singer for the king or something like that. Roman numerals. Is it Louis the 14th? I don't know. Roman numerals are not my thing. But anyway, I'm getting rid of it. I'm not going to read it. I'm sorry. Normally I don't give away gifts, but maybe someone else with the same name will pick this book up and want to read it. Okay, Home Fires. I just realized my cat's in here making some weird noises. Anyway, Home Fires by Julie Summers. This book became a PBS movie or TV show. I'm not sure which one. I like to read the book and then watch the movie, but I never got around to reading this. It's not for free. The audiobook's not free on Libby. And I did read a few pages and I was like, I'm gonna end up having to force myself to read this. This is not, I don't know what it is about it. Normally it would be something that I would like, but I'm not interested in it. So I'm getting rid of this. It's about women. It's a true story, I think, or based on true stories about women in Britain that, during World War II, they were like women were organizing ways to collect food and supplies for like the guys that were out in the military and fighting the war and everything. And I think it's probably a really great story. I'm not interested. I also don't like reading about war, so I can only do so much war when it comes to books. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where my cat is because I can hear him doing something. Okay, so the last book, definitely getting rid of this. It is like basically brand new. I don't think anyone's ever read this that I can tell. I think I bought this brand new many years ago. Thing about it is, Philippa Gregory, she is an amazing author. I used to be like obsessed with her books. I read like all of her books at one point in time, probably like a decade ago or something. And then I would read her books basically back to back, and I got myself burnt out where I didn't want to read about the Tudors. All of her books are pretty much about the Tudors or like other royalty, basically all over Europe. So a lot of it's Britain, but Tudor era, she's really into it, and just royalty in general. She likes to write about that. And she's an incredible writer. Like, I recommend this author for sure, but I got myself burnt out. And I thought maybe I could get back into Philippa Gregory because it's been a while, right? I tried. I felt like, okay, yes, her writing is still amazing, but I'm just not interested in this time period. I can't get into it. I'm still burnt out. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. And it is on audiobook on Libby, but I just don't think I'm gonna be interested. I just DNF'd another Philippa Gregory book recently, basically for no reason other than I'm still burnt out. So seems kind of silly to me, but I don't know. Have you ever gone through a situation where you basically binge read a bunch of books by the same author and then you kind of got burnt out? Let me know. I'm curious if other people go through this. So yeah, I think I'll list this one, Pingo, maybe eBay. Yeah, it's in really good condition. I feel like somebody who wants to would love reading this. So, yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna get rid. So here's the status. 4 of these books are just plain old being purged. They're being purged from my TBR, and I'm not interested in listening to the audiobook if there is an audiobook. Most of these don't have audiobooks for free. And then these are going to go back on my shelf. So just these 3 books are going back on my shelf, but they're pocket sized. So what's going to happen is, I think this is what I'm going to do. If my TBR jar does influence me to end up picking one of these, then what I'll do is I will just go ahead and pick it, and then I'll order the copy, a standard size copy, when that happens, if not sooner. But if it gets down to it, that's what I'll do. So I'm keeping these are going back on my shelves, and these 2, I'm getting the audiobook for free on Libby. I already requested them. So these are going to be unhauled. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books that I am 100% unhauling. So, yikes. Here they are. 6 books off my shelf. I no longer have to dread these, and they don't have to, live on my shelf rent-free and never get picked. And then I'm gonna put these 3 back. So yeah, that's it. That's the result of my TBR purge, or whatever you want to call this. Read it or unhaul it. I hope you guys have a wonderful Father's Day, because I'm filming this on Father's Day. I'm assuming it'll go up the same day. And I took my husband out to breakfast this morning, and he got a signed copy of The Martian by Andy Weir, a trophy copy for him. And he got a bottle of Rocketeer whiskey, like Rocketeer as in like, I think it's a comic book. Yeah, my husband doesn't drink, but he wanted a bottle of whiskey for Father's Day. So I think that's funny. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good one. Let me know what you think of these books, if you have read any of them, and did I make a good decision? And yeah, like and subscribe if you don't mind, and have a wonderful weekend and upcoming week.